Hi there, I decided to make some videos of Obsidian Dwarves. This is the first of many. I was asked for some Obsidian Dwarves videos, so here we start. I don't remember the games, I'm going to kind of review them, but also do commentary of how I played them. I think Obsidian Dwarves are mostly a very aggressive faction that needs to... Their biggest strength is that they can tempo and put a lot of pressure with that. I know some people played them more economically, but I'm not have success doing that. Instead, playing them very aggressive has been working pretty decent for me. I wouldn't say they're like the best faction out there, but definitely they're a threat. And hopefully I will show some of that in these games. I've started the game with willpower, 2 willpowers in hand, which is not great because it's one of the most important events. And the first hand, especially in this deck, you usually want to get it flowing, and this is going to be hard. I don't know what I decide in the game, but I probably will use one of them and then keep the other. Not sure, there are many options there. Interesting, I played the Outswarm. Probably, given I have to discard the hand, and probably it's not going to add much. Interesting decision there for me. I'm not sure why I did that. I will probably now discard both and hope I draw. But I mean, just this idea is also to keep the hand flowing, so I can discard the whole hand. So I don't know. Maybe I wanted to keep both willpower. This is a question. Yeah, but playing the willpower makes sense to keep the hand flowing. As I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep this. This gate, playing this on the left or next to Balthazar, is a question I have not decided yet which is best in general. I think you need, if you get a gate in the initial hand, play one of both, because you need like summoning spot from the left. With that said, by placing it next to Balthazar, we are restricting his attacks, which is not great, but you have more access to this lane. This gives me more space, but then I can reach many of the units. So I don't know, I'm still deciding. I've not decided which is best, and I'm kind of doing one or the other as the games go. Other than that, probably with the willpower I can kill Rider. And this is something I will do. As you notice, I did push Berserk forward despite it's not attacking anything. Something I usually not do with most factions, because it's going to... I mean, why I'm exposing a unit? But you need to keep the pressure, and Berserkers are kind of tough. So I'm trying to just threat the opponent, hey, do something about this, or I'm going to get to some spot. In the meantime, if you do something here, I'm going to pressure with Balthazar. And if you pressure me here, Balthazar is going to get there. That's maybe why I decided this game to put the gate here. So if Berserker gets attacked by this flank, Balthazar can punish. So yeah, this is pretty much what I do here with Berserkers, and in some faction when I play aggressive, I use my tough units to just advance, even if I don't have a clear target. Something not great. And I decided to keep the willpower. I was checking that. It's the best event in the game. Probably going to use it this round though. Like, yeah, you need your willpowers, but it's going to be hard to not play with that. Volcanic Blast at this point is not super great to draw, but you often draw them early on, especially the first copy. The reason it's not great is because, yeah, it clocks your hand. You can discard your Volcanic Blast. You can play willpower, and it's always going to do something. Volcanic Blast needs to find the perfect way. But I mean, it's second hand. Worse is when I've been games when I have both in my first hand. Lucky, this is not the case. So my opponent is going to bring, let's see the Hunter hit. The Scavenger to try to kill the Guarder and get probably the... Or no, the Berserker is also fine. Yeah, to try to get the Scavenge, get the Rust Rider. Something about, let's talk a little about the Swarm here. I have to retreat here, not sure why I didn't put more pressure. Mostly, oh yeah, I know, I remember what I was thinking somehow. Which is, this is something people do, defend the spot here. And it's very annoying because otherwise I will advance with Balthazar, place gate, and then place the guard. But when you have this, you can't do that. So I decide to just step back, because Krask has a lot of assassination potential, and I don't want to get hit by a few of his tricks. So I decide to pull a little back, but that doesn't mean I'm going to the defensive. This is just this round. Probably the next round I'm going to advance again. This doesn't mean that in my mind I'm going to just, oh, okay, I'm going to poke you. This means I'm going to just, for a round, just take it more slowly. Sorry, I was saying that I was going to talk about this round. This is the idea that I often summon units just to have around in case I don't draw enough. If I want to keep the hand flowing, so I don't draw, in the case I don't draw enough commons, I want to have something to do. In this case, I'm protecting it because I know this is going to be one of the turns when I'm not going to leave my opponent with options. So I'm just going to hit here the scavenger and then retreat the guard. Not giving great options to sand goblins. So I decide to hit and then ring. And then, yeah, let's see what Grask does. And decide to just send a rider on its way. I understand that Balsar's health taking out is important, but I don't know how I feel about spending so much resources to go for Balsar. But I don't know, I have a mix of feelings. Maybe it's okay, but now I can just going to milk him with the Sworn, probably maybe with Balsar, and probably I'm not going to attack next turn, and it's going to look like I went to the defense, but that's not the case. It's just that if he sends such a tough unit, an expensive unit once you use Born Head, I'm okay with spending the rest of the turn just taking it down, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But let's see how it finished the turn. It attacks Balsar. It's for 2, and now I'm going to spend the rest of the turn just... Interesting, I decided to send the guard here instead of the front. Probably because I didn't want to... this is costly. Let's see if I had here, I can retreat. The problem is I didn't want to spend the damage or boost to retreat the guard, and I was going to just leave Balsar there. But as it happened to be, I didn't kill the rider. And now I'm get kind of punished for that. And he keeps the pressure. I mean, I want it to be on defensive, but if I'm on the defensive, I don't mind. This is something I talk a little with in the chat, that I think all factions want to be defensive. So why I'm not defensive with Balsar? Well, you can, because if you try to play defensive, most factions will try to poke you, and suddenly if you don't have the tools to fight that kind of war, you're going to lose it. So Balsar is not good at that. It's actually quite weak. So if you try to do that kind of poking and range combat, I think you're going to get behind. So you need to attack. But if the opponent comes to you, I'm very happy with it. And I think that's what's going on here. So yeah, definitely happy with playing on the defensive. That doesn't mean it's going to be done like that. I mean, the moment he retreats, I'm going to push, because that's the thing. You need to keep the pushing. However, with Balsar at 7 life, it's going to be hard with Balsar to push. But let's see how the game goes. Balsar, I'm going to try to also punish Crash, and at this point, I think I'm going to just trying to protect Balsar mostly, while I think trying to punish Crash is going to be fine. Probably get the Swarm to farm. Oh, I have an axe, and I'm surprised I didn't play the Willpower. Interesting that I decide not to, because I want to keep the hand flowing, but I don't know. Yeah, the Berserker is going to die, but that's a bit. I think he did his job. Well, he did a big miss there. Very bad, very bad. And now I'm going to keep playing the defensive game, Balsar. Probably here I'm very worried about, I'm aware that he can summon Vitars and send Vitars here. So I'm trying, see, I think this card is going to be kept here, because I know he can trap me, which is one of the ways Krask beats you. It's just get your Vitar in the back, traps you, and then he can only let you leave and then just poke you until you die. So I'm aware of that. I've lost enough games against that now I'm aware. So I'm trying to just not let my opponent do that. And that's the reason I summoned the gate here, right? I just don't want he do get any more poke. I think I can win the economic war at this point. I'm a little ahead, and if it's necessary at this point to attack, I think I can do it with units. I mean, Valsar can be so participant. And if that's the right way to say it in English, but what do you say? Oh, I go for the kill here. Okay, yeah, that's something reasonable. I have willpower. I have the chain. So yeah, that definitely very reasonable. Yeah, as I said, I didn't watch the game, so I'm just choose games I find against players that I know are very good. Yeah, this is the game. So don't worry, there are going to be more.